Man, we had the worst time recording that last night though. Seriously, my internet stopped halfway through. And we had to restart once, and then twice we had to just let it roll and go back to it.
Yeah. How was editing, by the way?
Gotta be honest, I feel really ill right now. I just ate a lot of cheese.
Cheese.
I love cheese. Cheese
I
is so
had
good.
some mozzarella sticks, some of those
Ooh.
like the ones you make in your oven, like the freezer kind.
Those ones, yeah.
You know what drives me crazy about those? They split open.
Oh yeah, they are not. No, they are meant.
They
to
bleed
bust.
cheese.
Yeah.
That's what they
That's absolutely disgusting. The
Oh.
image.
The other day, I was at Chipotle. They
guys
make
are killing me.
burritos and crap.
Mm.
They
And
make crap at Chipotle.
yeah, I mean,
Sick.
I'd say the employees do, but they were making the burrito, and it split. They wrapped it so hard that the tortilla just split open, and there was beans oozing out of the top. So I wasn't sure what they were going to do. I have to expect them to come out with like a tortilla Band-Aid, like made out of tortillas and like sticky on one side with some kind of honey or something or cheese, and bandage it up. But no, they put it on top of another tortilla, and then picked the tortilla up, and the contents just fell into the new tortilla, and they tossed the old tortilla away, just into somebody's face.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
1 second.
Whoops.
What is
Piano.
that? Oh wait, I don't have it.
That's some
Oh.
Thursday.
Where'd it go?
Save draft. Hold on. I'm having to.
Hold on. Hold on.
It'd be funny if I introed the show with this.
Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be
your friend.
I'll
help you carry on.
Lean on me.
Lean on me. Just wish me.
Potato papa.
Watch me.
Wow.
How much was it, Paul?
PS4.
Yeah, 400.
Yeah, it was a little extra with the Destiny edition, but you get the game for basically $30 if you do it that way instead of buying the game separately.
I don't even know what that is. I might buy.
Destiny is
I might talk my way into it.
it's the new game from the creators of Halo.
That doesn't interest me. You lost me at Halo.
We
well,
play
it's
all
not
together.
like Halo though. Yeah, it's an open world where you play 3 guys together. I'm not sure what happened.
3 guys riding the train.
You just ride this train in outer space. The whole point is to hop on a 3-man train to outer space.
I don't know. Is it like a open? So it's like open-ended, or?
I mean, your story.
No, there's a story that you're going through, but you go on missions.
the cheese. Yeah.
You take it in short bursts.
Okay.
All right.
Let me see what I can do. I'm gonna try to talk away from it. I don't know.
I'll tell you what. You go watch that Destiny live-action trailer they put out last week, and you'll want to play it.
What I really want is Titanfall. It's the only game other than Call of Duty that has really enticed me.
Yeah, but that's Xbox exclusive.
I know. I don't like Xbox.
Xbox smells. We could be like, you can be like Jonesy trying to get the Xbox, except you're Seth trying to get the PlayStation.
Yeah,
I could start a Kickstarter.
that's what I was gonna say. You should.
Let's do it.
You're gonna do it so you can join our the Kickstarter will be for the Turtle Jump podcast. You're gonna join as the 3rd member. You have
Yes.
to have a PS4.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
There
That's
we go.
it.
All right.
Did you see the guy? who
I would then be
started-
recording. I would be doing 4 podcasts if I.
I mean, how are you doing 4 podcasts?
I do
Pod
Pod
Pie.
Pie very
Oh, Pod Pie.
infrequently.
There's that. I
We
forgot
put
about
out an episode like 3 months ago about Mad Men.
that. But you've got Pod Pie, Ancillary Characters, Saswat.
You've never even listened to Saswa. I'm surprised
I
you
have.
can
I've
remember the
actually
title.
listened to this week. to
Do you
like
believe
3 or
him?
4
Alan,
episodes.
what do you think the odds are?
I,
It's true.
he listened this week. I could see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
To the
It may
hoax
have been last
episode?
weekend, actually. It was when I mowed. I can't remember. No, that would have been last week. It's only Tuesday. It would have been like Friday when I mowed. I listened
Which
to like
episode?
2 or 3 episodes.
Was that the? That's not the interview. That was the one.
I listened
Oh.
to. That was beautiful. We're ready to do this thing.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
What's your 4th podcast? Oh, that would be your 4th podcast.
That would be the 4th.
Okay. Disregard that. You ready?
All right, let's go. Yeah. All right. Episode 122, right? 122?
122. Is that
All
right?
right. Here we go. I think so. Hashtag Flash Month.
Yeah, I'm not going to say Summer of Johns.
All right, ready?
It's too much.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome. You're listening to Ancillary Characters, episode 122, hashtag Flash Month.
Who are you?
Who are we?
And who are we dealing with?
Who the heck are you?
Who do you think you are? I don't know what you're talking about.
Who are these sick people?
And who are these two attractive young people?
Who are those guys?
Ancillary Characters. Podcast of the website ancillarycharacters.com. I'm one of your hosts tonight. My name is Seth Breedlove. I'm joined by my 2 regular co-hosts, Paul Shirley
Paul Shirley.
and
That's me.
Alan Boone.
Alan Boone.
And tonight I feel sick. I ate an entire cookie sheet, an entire cookie tray full
Well,
of
you should feel sick if you made a cookie sheet.
I ate a metal cookie sheet.
It's not healthy.
All right. Anyway, we're talking tonight about the Flash. We're continuing Flash Month tonight. We're focusing on a little title called Flash Rebirth.
Small book.
The same creative team behind Green Lantern Rebirth. Jeff Johns writing, Ethan Van Sciver drawing it, but before we get into that, we have some other things to address. We have a little bit of news, and we have some review of a non-Flash comic to do. So, before we get into that, how are you guys? Are you guys doing good? Did you eat cookie trays?
I had McDonald's.
I had dinner that we cooked. It's pork tenderloin.
I cooked mine too. I cooked
tenderloin and mashed potatoes, gravy, and corn.
I want some.
Rice. It was good.
Sounds good.
So, did you see the negativity we got on Twitter about this Flash Month thing?
Yeah.
I missed that.
Is Mr. Red Lantern? The infamous letter writer.
Appalled. It was absolutely appalled.
He was appalled. He is appalled.
He wanted to know if our intention was actually to hemorrhage listeners.
What?
We've
already done that.
Farther away. Yeah, I mean, at this point, we're just doing this for
us. This is for us.
That's right. It's just for us.
3 guys.
Yeah. For those of you who are just you just can't handle the Flash, here's a couple other things for you. First of all, in the world of news, DC confirmed Shazam film as one of their upcoming films, and they had cast Mr. The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, will be playing Black Adam, the anti-hero / villain from the Shazam universe. I'm excited about that.
Yeah. He definitely looks the part. And I think he can play the part as well. I mean, he's usually this, upbeat, goofy kind of guy, but he can play super serious too. I mean, y'all saw Hercules, right?
I didn't, did you?
No, I didn't see Hercules.
I did not see
He was the Scorpion King.
I didn't see that.
I mean, listen, can we talk about movies that are actually good, or?
The Scorpion King wasn't that bad. Well, the Scorpion King itself was pretty bad. But the second Mummy, where he made his first appearance as the Scorpion King, wasn't that bad.
Yeah, that's true. I like the Mummy movies. I've liked The Rock quite a bit. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I've liked him in a lot of movies he's been in. I loved him in the I almost said in the Flash. That would be cool. I loved him in G.I. Joe. It's wonderful.
Which
He
I still
was
haven't seen that.
absolutely wonderful in a little-known hit picture called The Rundown.
That's a good movie.
It's a great movie.
Never
That
seen
movie
it.
is hilarious.
What's it about?
Imagine a buddy movie.
Mm-hmm. With The Rock and what's that guy's name? He's got 3 names.
I ended my synopsis at movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's good. Check it out. We don't have time for that. We don't have time for that. We got to get. We're running out of time here. We got to get.
I'm excited. That's all I'm going to say. I think he can handle it. I think he's going to be good, and I'm very interested to see how they handle this movie.
Yeah, because the comments they've made are that it's going to be very different from the other DC movies. That it's kind of got its own thing going in the sense that there's going to be a lot of humor and it'll be more lighthearted, which it's got to be. I mean, Shazam is a young boy who says a magic word and turns into a superhero. So there's no way that that's not humorous. They need to just take the Shazam mini that Johns and Gary Frank did and turn it into a movie. I mean,
Yes.
Expand on that a little. You can make it bigger.
Yeah,
but,
and then incorporate him into the upcoming Justice Society of America series.
Oh my gosh.
Mm.
Oh gosh. So also Jason Momoa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Aquaman.
Game of Thrones rapist.
Wait, who does he play?
He's someone on Game of Thrones.
He's the Dothraki, the main dude. In the version. Yeah.
That guy. He's a scary man.
He's playing
is.
Aquaman.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah,
That's
I like
good
that.
casting.
I like that.
I like that guy. I liked him in the Conan movie. He was the only good thing about the Conan movie.
I didn't see the Conan movie.
I don't know why I'm saying Conan instead of Conan.
Conan.
He's the only good thing about the Conan movie. He seems cool.
Yeah.
I could almost see him more as Namor than Aquaman, but maybe they're going in a different direction with Aquaman in these movies.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
So down to what you really want to know. We have some ancillary characters news. Some news. Seth and I and Alan, we discussed a while back, and we were like, you know what we should do? We should do some short episodes just in the ancillary characters feed on other topics. Maybe even start some other shows. Seth almost launched a Arrow-themed podcast, which could still happen at any moment.
Shot through the heart, and
Shot
your
It's too late.
So Alan and I were talking, and with the new series of Doctor Who, which we've mentioned already in the show a couple times, we decided to go ahead and just launch a sub-series in the Ancillary Characters feed. Little half-hour, 20-minute episodes, reviewing each new episode of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
We're calling it TARDIS Time.
TARDIS time.
TARDIS Time.
Hey, Paul, what time is it?
It's TARDIS Time.
Yeah, it
We'll
is.
hear more of that. Tune in tomorrow morning around, say, 9 o'clock Eastern Time.
Oh,
I think we just sold it.
There it'll be. So,
I'm
if you're a
excited.
Doctor Who fan, check it out. And if you're not, check it out.
Yeah, we might convince you to watch Doctor Who.
Listen, I'm going to be one of your most devoted listeners. I don't know anything about Doctor Who.
It's not true.
He's an Australian guy who owns a starship that he travels through the universe.
He has a
Original
sonic lightsaber.
Sin. Original Sin number 8.
Yes,
Let's talk about that.
Let's do it.
That is the final episode, issue of the Marvel crossover event, major series, Original Sin number 8. Alan, give us your synopses.
Oh goodness, it's been a while. So let's see.
Like a week.
Yeah, a week's a long time.
You're
What's
right.
happened in a week? I got Destiny last week.
Heyo.
Heyo. Anyway, today in fact, I read this book about a week ago, and it's about Nick Fury. He has revealed himself to be the man on the wall, the man willing to do what no one else was willing to do to protect Earth. And he has very dirty hands. I mean that figuratively, but probably also literally.
Probably.
He's been sitting in the dirt for like this whole issue. They're on the moon. There's like moon dust everywhere.
Yeah,
It's filthy.
he's got dusty hands. Well, he murdered the Watcher to death. Spoilers. And took his eyeball, and then other people got a hold of those eyeballs, and crazy stuff happened. That's the last 7 issues. Well, in this issue, it is revealed that he, in fact, was the one that shot him in the face and killed him to death. Then the other Watchers come down, and they're like, oh, snap. And it kind of just ends, basically. Nick Fury goes in there, and he's like, you Watchers are just watching. That's all you do is you watch. And they're like, yep, that's all we do.
That's all we do.
And I don't know. You guys, I didn't feel like there was any resolution here.
Well, there was some resolution, but I felt like it was, I don't know. It was a decent issue. I thought the issue was okay. I just didn't feel like it was a very good ending to an event, if that makes sense.
Agreed. And it did reveal that Fury was the one that killed the Watcher, but it didn't really explain his motivations or anything like that.
Well,
why.
I think he killed him because he was going to kill him. The Watcher held his hands up and he had the energy blast coming, and I think he was kind of forcing Nick's hand to kill him.
But I didn't think
he
the
wanted him
Watcher...
to kill him?
Yeah, it was. I think it was self-defense. I mean, I think Nick was defending himself by killing the Watcher. I mean, but you're right. When they went back and showed it the second time, that scene cut away. I mean, the Watcher started charging up, and Nick raised his gun, and then the scene cuts away. And then when we cut back later in the book and discovered that he did kill him, it does seem as though he's just shooting him mercilessly in the head. So I guess I'm a little unclear on that too. I'll just say this. They're making Nick out to be a bad guy in this, and I still feel like he's the hero. So they can do what they want, but I don't have a problem with heroes going around killing. And
If they're doing it for the right reason.
if they're doing it for the right reason, so protecting Earth. So they're trying to act like he's some sort of murderer, I guess, here.
Yeah,
But
that's how Cap and them are acting.
I mean, for me, it didn't make sense either because Punisher was involved in the team that's out to capture Nick. I mean, that's all Punisher does is murder people
in the face.
In the face?
Yeah, I didn't think that the writing itself overall was trying to paint him as a bad guy. I think it was trying to paint him more as an anti-hero. But yeah, Cap was definitely not happy with it. But he's not happy with a lot of things.
Yeah, I thought overall it was an okay event. I really loved the first probably like 5 issues.
Mm-hmm.
And what about the big reveal at the end that the old hag from Snow White is the new Watcher?
Yeah, that was awesome. Alan's trying to figure out what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You stopped Alan in his tracks.
So Nick Fury has taken the place as the Watcher.
Yeah, and he looks like the woman with the apple, the blue apple.
That's exactly. I mean, it's like Diodato just watched Snow White in her creepy eye, given that apple. It just drew Nick Fury just like that. I mean,
who chained him up though? I don't get it. Who put the chains on him?
Maybe it was the Watchers.
I mean, I guess I don't know. Maybe he's the ghost of Christmas Present or whatever.
Yeah,
Pass.
And Bucky's the new ghost of Christmas Present.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bucky is the new Watcher at the gate or whatever.
Overall, how did we feel about this?
I enjoyed the event as a whole. I just thought that the ending left something to be desired, namely answers.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I didn't love the event. There were some really good issues, but as a whole, I didn't love it. I loved it here and there. That would be my take on it. It was good, but not.
I agree with that too. I agree with you both.
Yay.
Right. We all agree.
We are in unity.
A scarlet costume ejects from his ring, and in a blur of motion, police scientist Barry Allen becomes the Flash, world's fastest human. The Flash, whose speed enables him to vibrate through solid walls and conquer the barriers of time and space in the pursuit of evildoers. The Flash, Scarlet Speedster for justice.
So, welcome to Take It or Leave It / Book It / whatever we're calling this segment nowadays. Hashtag the Flash Month or Flash Month, one of those two. So, today we are going to be discussing The Flash Rebirth by Geoff Johns and Ethan Van Sciver / Sciver.
Mm-hmm.
So Barry Allen is back after he gave his life to save the multiverse / the New Earth in Crisis on Infinite Earths. He has returned from the Speed Force where he has taken residence, but now he has a strong case of imposter syndrome, you could call it. He doesn't feel right. He doesn't feel like he has a place in this new world, and he can't stop. He can't slow down. He has to keep moving. There's a certain edginess to him that didn't exist before, an antsiness, so to speak. Like there's something wrong, and he can't figure out what it is. He has no time for his good pal Hal Jordan, also back from the dead. He has no time for the vast number of welcome home parties that are being thrown in his honor by the Justice Society, the Justice League, the Teen Titans, his own family. He doesn't even have time to resume his post at the police department in Central City.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Right.
Exactly. So, Flash finally realizes that there's something to this whenever Salivar, another speedster, returns from the Speed Force, and Flash touches him, and he disintegrates. Flash is the new Black Flash after they dispatched him, also known as Death, in Final Crisis. And
Man,
any
doesn't the
speedster he
Black
touches,
Flash look awesome? Doesn't he
Black
look
Flash.
awesome as the Black
Black
Flash?
Flash is awesome. You guys need to read that that Grant Morrison, Mark Miller run, because they're the guys who introduced the Black Flash.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know Morrison wrote Flash.
We
Yes,
talked about
he
this
did.
last week.
I don't know that Alan was involved. I think that was just you and me, Paul.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, Alan.
I don't remember that. You guys left me out.
I think maybe you were like, it was before the show started and we were waiting on you last
Oh
week.
yeah, that's right.
Remember that? You were in your limo being driven home.
Yeah, I remember that part. My limo, my Toyota limo.
Yeah, sorry, we threw off your synopsis. You go ahead and finish.
Anyway, he discovers that Zoom is back. Not Hunter Zolomon, who we saw last week, but Eobard Thawne, the Reverse Flash, the Anti-Flash, so to speak. And so when Barry runs, he generates the Speed Force. When Thawne runs, he generates the negative Speed Force, and the two are opposed. They're at odds. And so this incredible battle with all the speedsters happens in and around the Speed Force, and the day is saved? Yes.
Mm.
Flash
This
Rebirth.
story accomplishes a lot in the world of the Flash. Reading this really, even more than the last book we did, Blitz, which was a fantastic story, but it felt pretty self-contained. Reading this made me miss the old DCU even more, because this didn't come out too long before the New 52. What was it? A couple years?
Yeah, I mean, I think 2 years, maybe.
Yeah, and I mean, right after this, they relaunched the Flash book with Barry Allen as the head, and they kind of took Wally back out of the picture a little bit after this, and they said they were going to be doing some new stuff with him in the costume.
Mm-hmm.
What happens with his twins? One of them loses their power, and the girl becomes a speedster. Then right after that, here they come with the New 52. Goodbye, Wally, and the book that comes after this, which we're going to talk about next week, actually sets up Flashpoint. So everything that they did in this just kind of disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially all the stuff going on with Wally and with Jessie Quick and her dad and Max Mercury. What they set up with the Reverse Flash went a long way toward Flashpoint. But apart from that, all of this is gone, really. I mean, what do we have now in the Flash continuity in terms of the DC New 52? We've got Barry Allen as the Flash and this new kid as Wally, who is nothing like Wally. And that's about it.
Yeah, they lost all the Flash stuff. This is my favorite corner of the DCU, and John's writing it was spectacular. I don't
I wonder if
know.
they'll ever go back to it.
I mean, if I wish they at some point, there's this rumor that there's going to be a new crisis. Maybe they'll find some way to sandwich all this mess together.
Just make the new 52 like the Ultimate Universe.
Something. I mean, I wish somehow we could get back to this. And I hate to do this in every episode because I think we talked about this in the last episode too.
A little bit, but I don't know.
But I mean, this area, people have to realize that at this point in history, with John's writing it, this was like one of the premier titles at DC. So when you're reading it, you're reminded of just how great this was, and how amazing the old DCU was in the history of the DCU. Listen, I had when we picked this book, I had told Paul when this was coming out and I was reading it monthly, I was not crazy about this title. And I don't know if that was because of the delays or what.
There were awful delays.
And I think I may have even said once or twice that I hated this book. But I reread the entire thing last night before bed, all 6 issues, and I adored every minute of it on a whole different level. This is very similar to my memory of reading Mark Waid's run. I guess when I was reading this, I maybe I was in a bad mood or something, but it really reminded me of Mark Waid's run more so even than Jeff Johns' own run with Wally. I really liked the Flash family stuff, especially Jesse Quick mastering the formula and using it to help heal the kid and Irie at the end of the story. And this was an unbelievable book. The art by Ethan Van Sciver is
off the
best.
chains.
Yeah, it's the best art by him I've ever seen on a book. I mean, it's
you're right.
It's unbelievable. I think it's more gorgeous than Green Lantern Rebirth. And
Yeah.
and I will say that in this book I don't. He will never replace Wally for me, but I at least sympathized with and at least saw a little bit more to the character of Barry than I have in other books.
Yeah, that art, like, he can draw lightning like nobody else.
Oh yeah,
Anytime they're in the Speed Force fighting, like, I didn't notice this at first, but eventually I picked up on it. Barry is generating yellow lightning, and Thone. He is producing red lightning, and it's like the lightning is almost doing as much fighting as they are, because it's kind of the two trying to overpower each other, and you can tell who's winning by how much saturation there is of the two different colors, and it's just gorgeous. It's paper, so there's no illumination, but there's brightness to it.
I mean, we talked about it last week how creepy the villain was. Zoom, the other Professor Zoom, Hunter Zolomon, and this book brings back the original Zoom, Eobard Thawne, and whereas Hunter's entire plan revolved around basically hurting Wally's family and trying to make him a better hero in some weird way, twisted way. Thawne's just demented beyond all belief. And he can control time essentially because he can run so quick. So you get a whole new element to the villain where rather than even bother messing with you now, they're going to go back to when you were like 7 years old and you had no clue what was going on and mess with you then. I mean, it's like if instead of attacking Linda like Hunter did in Blitz, Eobard would just go back and like kill her at birth or something.
Yeah, and what's one of the things that's really interesting, and early on I think Barry was mentioning that he and Bruce would compare like enemies, and there was all this stuff going on. The Reverse Flash is one of the most frightening villains in the DC universe. And one of the reasons that he is so frightening is that Barry has trouble even coming close to him. You know what I'm saying? He's more powerful than Barry is. It's only the fact that Barry and his whole family come together, really, that they're able to stop him in the end. I mean, he can just hop through time and land wherever he wants. I mean, he can run faster, and he's almost all-powerful. And the thing about that is, no one else in the DCU could help him with this. Like, if honestly, if everyone else in the DCU just got sick of it, Superman could just hop over there and just kill the Joker. I mean, he's just a dude. He's just a crazy guy, but he is who he is because of Batman. But with Reverse Flash, the only person that could even keep up with him at all was Barry, and he wasn't strong enough to stop him on his own. So he's just this very powerful and insane. And he's crazy. He is absolutely crazy.
He's just demented. He's depraved. And on top of the idea they introduced here where Reverse Flash can't actually physically kill Barry, because if he did, the Speed Force would cease, and so the anti-Speed Force would cease to exist, and he wouldn't have his powers anymore. So instead of killing Barry, he's going back in time and killing his mom, pushing him down the stairs and making him break his arm as a kid. I mean, just doing all these terrible things. Like, didn't he kill one of his pets or something?
Yeah, his dog got killed by the car. He let the dog out of the car, and brutal.
I mean, that's psychological torture.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
he killed his mother and pinned it on his father.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm talking about a twist. He let him live his entire life, and he even tells him there at the end. He said, "You lived an entire life happily with your mother and father, and I took that away from you."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's.
I mean, that hurt me. That hurt me, emotionally and mentally. The thought, just that thought that Barry had to have of, what was that life like before that I can't even remember anymore. Back when, I grew up with both my parents and everything was okay. And Thawne went back and took that all away from him and erased that from existing.
Can we address, and we did a little bit on last week's show, but we need to address the typical Marvel fanboy reaction to the Flash, which seems to be that it's just goofy nonsense. You got to understand this is sci-fi, like superhero sci-fi comics, right? And it's all about the control of speed and time and gravity and all that stuff and how that plays into it. The concept of the treadmill, the cosmic treadmill or whatever, on the surface it might sound ridiculous. It's not. It makes perfect sense inside
I
this
don't
universe.
understand why that's so difficult. Everyone loves to pick on it, but basically all the cosmic treadmill is it's a way for Barry to control his ability to travel through time, because he can hop through time with the Force, but he can't make it precise.
Exactly.
The treadmill allows him to set the speed to be precise enough to go where he wants to go.
Exactly.
And if you look some of this up, this is probably more scientific than most. It's definitely more scientific than radioactive spiders, because if you can travel beyond the speed of light, then you will go back in time. That's a Flash fact, a physics fact, in fact.
Boom, Flash fact.
Flash fact. Cosmic treadmill's not that lame.
We just don't know whether it's possible to go faster than the speed of light. I mean, we can't as matter, but we can possibly be in space and stuff.
This story and the characters and what they do with the Speed Force and speed and the way Jeff Johns and Mark Waid and these guys have handled these characters over the years is brilliant, because you got Jessie Quick, who has this formula, right, that allows her to tap into the Speed Force. She's tapping into the Speed Force through this formula. And then you've got Max Mercury, who's like it's like he's the, what do they call him? There's actually something like the Buddha of the Speed Force or something
Mentor?
like that. Like he's like but he's the guru. Yeah, he's like the Speed Force guru.
Okay.
But they call him something in the comics. What's the? Yeah, never mind. Anyway.
I can't think.
And then there's Jay Garrick, who was the Flash before any of these guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he's the mentor as well, because he's the father figure. And then you got Wally, who was once the younger guy, the sidekick, and now he took over the mantle, and then he had a family, so he's moving on to having a normal life with a family. And you've got Impulse, who is Bart Allen, who is one of my favorite characters in comics. And you've got Barry Allen coming into the whole thing. So you have this really rich history and these awesome characters.
Yeah.
And that's not even getting into the villains, which we did last week when we were talking about how awesome the rogues are. But when you meet the characters in this one, they're just as awesome, because I think Savitar or whatever is awesome. I think the Black Flash, who, I mean, is barely in this, he's awesome. If you want to read a good story, find the Grant Morrison, Mark Miller run on The Flash. I love The Flash.
I agree with you, and this is part of the reason. This is one of the books that really got me into The Flash early on, into going back and reading his stuff, because I was like, wow, these characters are really, really cool and really interesting, and there's this family relationship that you get with the Flash family that you really don't get anywhere else in the DCU that I can think of. I mean, they're tightly knit, and they're all connected by the Speed Force. But it's more than that. They ran into one another like, oh, you're a speedster, I'm a speedster, okay. But then it's more than that. They become like a family. I mean, here they are having a big welcome home party, and they refer to one another as family, and they depend on one another like family. It's a really, really good book, and it's a great story with this family and with these people, and it's something that I really miss in the DCU. I mean, it's not possible to write this story in the New 52 right now. These characters don't exist, most of them, and the ones that do are nothing like this. Jay Garrick is nothing like this in the New 52. Wally West is obviously nothing like this. He's still a kid, and he may turn out to be a similar character before it's all said and done, but right now he's not.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is, I don't want to just keep harping on that, complaining on that. This is a great book. I could see someone reading it and being confused by a few of the things, especially about the Speed Force. But honestly, I feel like this book does a pretty good job of explaining what that is.
Mm-hmm.
This is really where Johns gets down into the nitty-gritty and kind of gives you more than just, oh, this is what it is. He tells you kind of where it came from, that Barry actually created it when he became the Flash.
Oh, my God. I mean, how awesome is that?
It's awesome. It's insane. It's almost Morrison-like, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost something like he would come up with this, higher concept idea of Barry creating the Speed Force and that it connects all living things. It's a really interesting concept, and this book does a fantastic job of showing that. But, apart from all that, it also does a great job of showing you how a person would feel, if they've been gone for 25 years and seen their families moved on. It's something similar to what we've seen with Captain America. Maybe not on as long of a scale as Cap. I mean, it was a long time he was gone, but I don't know. It's really good, and I think anyone should give it a shot, honestly. I think they should give all these books we've read so far for The Flash a shot.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah. And again, that art. My gosh.
Man, I mean, get real.
Yeah. There's one panel where it's showing Flash punch the Reverse Flash in the face, and there's so many fists.
Yeah.
That panel is all fists.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I was really glad I came back and read this all in one go, because it really connected with me this time. So
yeah,
I loved it.
Good
book. Solid. Take it. Yep.
Yep, taking it.
All right. Let's move on and mention the fact that tomorrow, look for Paul and Alan's new podcast entirely about, I almost said Bigfoot. It's entirely about Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
And find us on the web at ancillaricharacters.com. Find us on Twitter at Ancillary Tweets. Find us on Twitter at Seth Breedslove, at JollyGreen05, at Kalen Boone. Please go to iTunes and leave us a rating and a review. And we will be back next week with which story?
The Dastardly Death of the
Dastardly
Rose.
Death of the Rose.
That's the one. Dastardly Death of the Rose.
That does it. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Adios.
Hashtag Flash Month.
Yay.
Boom.
Shakalaka.
So we are just doing the first volume, right?
That was my understanding.
It's up to you guys, I guess. If you think we have enough time. I just know.
I mean, we have a week from now. It's up to you all. It's just that the second volume leads you straight into Flashpoint.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it all.
Yay.
I don't think the second volume is as long either.
I think it's only 5 issues.
It's 12 issues total, both first and second.
Yeah, I think the first one's 7 issues and the second is 5.
Yeah. If I don't wait till the day before, I won't have any trouble. I mean, I read Rebirth yesterday.
Yeah.
Basically.
All right, I got to go.
All right.
All right.
We'll miss you.
Yeah, we'll get this file up soon.
All right.
Yeah, I'm putting mine up.
Hey, work on that PS4, son.
I am. I actually was during the show.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye.
All right, bye. Oh, I guess I got to end the broadcast. Why do I do this every week?
Peace.